my parents sued me for my new house. "It should go to your sister," they argued in court. I defended myself without legal counsel. When the magistrate heard their convoluted plan, their case swiftly collapsed, and I, a man in my late 20s, secured my first home early autumn, after a decade of diligent saving. And now, my parents are literally attempting to seize it through legal means. Yes, you read that right. This entire predicament is beyond bizarre. I'm still striving to process it. Allow me to provide some context. I am the elder of 2 siblings. I began working at 16, taking on various odd jobs, from bookstore clerk to delivery driver, whatever I could find. By 18, I was financially autonomous. That's when I acquired my first vehicle, an ancient sedan with over 200,000 miles, for a paltry 800 credits, funded entirely by those early earnings. I pursued studies at a local polytechnic institute while maintaining full-time employment. Subsequently, I engaged in advanced engineering workshops and acquired digital infrastructure credentials. I've been an aerospace software engineer for the better part of a decade. My sister, Serafina, aged 26, has always been the favored child. She attended a prestigious arts academy, earned a master's in fashion marketing, and enjoyed extensive semesters exploring cultural hubs across the globe. My parents financed everything: tuition, accommodation, discretionary spending, even opulent spring excursions. They even presented her with a brand new vehicle for her high school graduation. I, conversely, have saved assiduously since securing my first professional role. No lavish holidays, no designer garments. I resided with housemates until last year. Finally, early autumn, I purchased my current abode, a comfortable 3-bedroom, 2-bath dwelling with a pleasant garden. It cost me just under 400,000 credits. I contributed a 20% down payment, 77,000 credits, solely from my savings, securing a favorable mortgage rate. 2 days after the closing, a text arrived from my father. "We need to discuss the house situation. Call me immediately." I dialed, assuming they desired a visit. Boy, was I mistaken. "Kai, look, son, we've deliberated as a family, and we believe it's only equitable that Serafina should truly inherit this property." "What are you talking about, father?" I retorted, utterly bewildered. "She's struggling with significant educational debts. She can't afford the exorbitant rents in the metropolis. You are thriving. You can easily acquire another residence." I literally laughed, convinced he was jesting. He was not. My mother then joined the call. "We nurtured and guided you, Kai, and now it's time to contribute to the collective family welfare. Your sister is deserving of stability." "You paid for her entire education," I protested. "Family helps family. Don't be selfish," she insisted. The conversation rapidly deteriorated. I terminated the call when my father began yelling about moral obligations. A week later, I was served papers. My own parents were suing me for my house. Their lawsuit asserted I owed them for my upbringing, calculating 300,000 credits in child-rearing costs. They claimed Serafina required the house more due to her loans, that I could easily afford to buy another, and that they held a profound emotional investment in my success. As parents, they argued, they possessed a right to reallocate family assets. The most outlandish demand? They desired the property title transferred to Serafina and expected me to maintain the mortgage payments for a minimum of 2 years until she gets on her feet. Before I continue with this intense update, I just want to say thank you for the amazing support on these stories. If you're enjoying this one, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you love hearing these dramatic Reddit confessions, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. All right, let's get back into the story. I chose to represent myself. I know conventional wisdom dictates this is foolish, but engaging proper legal counsel would easily run into 5 figures. And this case is so fundamentally absurd, I reasoned I could manage it. I've always excelled at research and paperwork. I uncovered some interesting details. My Aunt Clarice, my mother's sister, is financing their lawsuit. She's harbored resentment towards me ever since I didn't invite her to my Polytechnic Institute's modest graduation ceremony. I simply didn't walk. It seemed pointless for an associate's degree. She's been poisoning the entire family against me, claiming I'm ungrateful and believe myself superior because I thrive in aerospace engineering. Serafina, meanwhile, began posting about her house on social media, actually using old photos of stately homes from a curated digital mood board. Caption, "Can't wait to transform this house into a home. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for championing what's right. Hashtag Serafina for Family First." My parents attempted to enlist Grandfather Leo and Grandmother Alara to their cause. The joke was on them. Grandfather Leo, with characteristic bluntness, informed them their proposition was preposterous. Grandmother Alara, while more gentle, still conveyed their behavior was ridiculous. The first judicial review was set for late winter. The courts are heavily backlogged. I've been preparing relentlessly. Financial ledgers, property deeds, proof of down payment, employment records, every conceivable document. Their lawyer, a rather dubious individual my Aunt Clarice located, contacted me for settlement discussions. Their demands: full transfer of the property title to Serafina, my continued mortgage payments for 24 months, 300,000 credits for alleged emotional distress, and a written apology for splitting the family. I couldn't help myself. I snorted with laughter and then promptly ended the call.
The family discord is escalating. My mother posted on a neighborhood online forum. Some children entirely forget their origins. We gave our son everything, our love, our support, our values, and this is his repayment. His sister, Serafina, carries student loans and lacks stable housing. A truly filial child would prioritize family support. Hashtag disappointed parent. Hashtag familial obligations. Aunt Clarice commented, "Utterly shameful conduct. Your sister's needs for this dwelling far outweigh your self-serving desires." I was disinvited from the annual harvest feast. My mother texted the entire family, "Due to recent events and Kai's decision to jeopardize his sister's future, he is not welcome at family gatherings until he does the right thing." Whatever. I'll indulge in takeout and collegiate sporting events in my own residence. I've just returned from court. You simply will not believe this spectacle. I arrived early, impeccably dressed, carrying a meticulously organized file folder brimming with my documents. My parents arrived with Serafina and Clarice, and I kid you not, all wearing identically emblazoned garments, proclaiming "Family First." The courtroom drama commenced immediately. Serafina dramatically lunged as if for an embrace, loudly declaring, "I forgive you for forcing us into this." I took a deliberate step back, allowing her to falter. Aunt Clarice hissed, "Ungrateful child," under her breath. The magistrate called the hearing to order and requested opening statements. Their lawyer already appeared profoundly embarrassed. "Your Honor, my clients have devoted their lives, affection, and substantial financial resources into raising the defendant. His sister faces a crippling student loan burden and precarious housing situation. The defendant, conversely, possesses the means to purchase another property easily. This case, Your Honor, is about fundamental family values and supporting those in genuine need." My turn. "Your Honor, I acquired this home through my own diligent savings over a decade. I am the sole individual named on the mortgage. That is my entire statement." The magistrate looked intrigued, then requested their lawyer present their case. They presented vintage albums filled with images of childhood holidays, Serafina's extensive educational loan statements totaling a staggering 180,000 credits for her fashion marketing degree, a spreadsheet itemizing their claimed upbringing expenses, including a 12-credit fast food meal from 2 decades prior, text messages where I had expressed "love you guys" as proof of emotional investment, and screenshots from my public profile on a professional networking site indicating my role in aerospace software development. They even presented Serafina's elaborate proposal for transforming the property into an avant-garde textile studio and online curation space. When it was my opportunity, I presented comprehensive bank records proving all funds originated from my savings, property deeds in my name only, records demonstrating I personally financed my Polytechnic Institute education, proof I'd been financially autonomous since 18, then correspondence where I had requested assistance with academic texts during college, only to be informed, "We're concentrating on Serafina's education right now." Then came the pivotal moment. "Miss Serafina," the magistrate addressed her, "what is your present vocational engagement?" Serafina, with a flourish, replied, "I'm in a transformative period, primarily dedicated to my artistic development." "Are you employed?" the magistrate pressed. My mother interrupted. "She's an artist, a digital expressionist." "Does she possess any income?" the magistrate asked, cutting through the interruption. My father interjected, "Income isn't the sole measure of someone's worth." Aunt Clarice, unable to contain herself, shouted, "She deserves that house more than him." The magistrate issued a stern warning to Aunt Clarice regarding courtroom decorum. "Miss Serafina," the magistrate continued, "what kind of digital content do you produce, Miss Serafina?" Serafina proudly declared, "I'm a movement artist and digital lifestyle curator on popular streaming platforms." "And how much income does this generate, Miss Serafina?" "I'm building my brand, Your Honor. Things require time." The magistrate appeared distinctly unimpressed. "Let me understand this clearly," he stated. "You, Mr. and Mrs. Parent's last name, expect your son, who has toiled and saved for a decade, to surrender his property to your daughter, who appears to possess no current employment, no discernible income, and no concrete plans for securing either. And you further expect him to continue servicing the mortgage." Their lawyer started. "If I may, Your Honor." "I've heard enough," he interjected. "I will issue my ruling in writing within a week." I received the dismissal letter 5 days later. The case was summarily dismissed. The magistrate's words were unequivocal. This petition entirely lacks legal standing or merit. But the true drama commenced outside the courthouse. Aunt Clarice became utterly unhinged, shrieking that I was dead to the family and destined to perish alone in that house. Serafina collapsed onto the courthouse steps, a theatrical wail escaping her. "You have unequivocally plundered my future." My mother declared me disowned. My father asserted I had destroyed the family. I returned home to discover that my surveillance system, prudently installed immediately after receiving the summons, had captured some activity. Footage depicted Serafina furtively approaching my vehicle, glancing around nervously, then departing without incident. Separately, Aunt Clarice was seen advancing up my drive, spray paint can in hand, only to retreat when my motion-activated lights illuminated. I filed a police report immediately with the footage. That evening, a tempest erupted across social media platforms. Serafina initiated an online crowdfunding campaign. "Help me secure my home after my brother's treachery." The description claimed I had manipulated the legal framework and utterly forsaken familial bonds. It was subsequently reported multiple times and placed under review by the crowdfunding platform for misrepresentation. My mother posted in neighborhood online forums about my betrayal. Several group administrators removed her posts for harassment. Aunt Clarice posted vague threats online, but swiftly deleted them when called out by other users. I meticulously documented everything and initiated proceedings for a protective order, a process that requires time. Then, the family group chat exploded. My cousin, whose appreciation for Serafina was always scant, replied to my mother's lament. "Did you not fund Serafina's extravagant 200,000 credit education, while Kai labored through night shifts to finance his polytechnic studies? Now you demand his home too?" This ignited a fervent family debate. It transpired that numerous relatives were weary of my parents' blatant favoritism, but had never dared to speak up. My uncle chimed in. "Remember when Kai requested 200 credits for textbooks, and you purchased Serafina a state-of-the-art personal computing device instead?" Another cousin added, "Wasn't Serafina's graduation celebration 15,000 credits? Kai didn't even receive a simple dinner." Grandfather Leo, with righteous indignation, interjected, "You two are deplorable counterfeits of parenthood. Kai succeeded beside you, not because of you." I had initially intended to simply let matters rest, but following the attempted vandalism, I decided to pursue appropriate legal recourse. The police report, complete with security footage, remains under investigation. A protective order was temporarily enacted against Aunt Clarice. I dispatched formal cease and desist letters. I reported the fraudulent crowdfunding campaign, meticulously documenting everything for a potential civil action. Consequences are beginning to manifest. Aunt Clarice received a formal disciplinary warning from her employer for using her work communications to harass me. Serafina's crowdfunding campaign was summarily shut down. My parents are receiving noticeable side-eye at community center events, small-town gossip as it is. The family dynamics have dramatically shifted. Approximately half the extended family has unequivocally sided with me. A quarter maintains a cautious neutrality.
Life is undeniably different now. My parents and I are not speaking, a mutual decision. Aunt Clarice's protective order was made permanent after she violated the temporary one. Serafina, after considerable complaint on her social media, secured employment at a global coffee chain. I, on the other hand, attained a significant promotion in my aerospace role. I've upgraded my security system further. I am thriving in my home. I welcomed a shelter dog, Comet, a spirited shepherd mix into my life. I've begun hosting regular game nights with friends. Actually having people over who don't scrutinize my every move is wonderfully refreshing. My mother occasionally texts, requesting funds due to perceived financial strain. I do not respond. My father sent one email, "When will you forgive us? Family should stick together." He received no reply. The best news? Grandfather Leo has been visiting for dinner every Sunday. He's mentoring me in the art of artisanal carpentry within my workshop. It turns out he'd yearned to bond for years, but my parents consistently fabricated excuses. Last week, he looked at me, a gleam in his eye, and said, "I am immensely proud of you, son. You asserted your autonomy and worth." But for everyone still inquiring, yes, my parents genuinely believed suing their adult son for his own earned home would succeed. Yes, Serafina truly felt entitled to it because she suffered through university while I had it easy working. And yes, they are still propagating to anyone who will listen that I irrevocably tore the family apart. Some individuals truly should never have become parents. Thank you for following this unfolding familial dumpster fire.
I'm going to go enjoy my home with Comet and my newfound peace of mind. Remember, folks, the most profound revenge is simply living well and establishing firm boundaries. I don't see this as just my channel, it's ours. Your likes, comments, and subscriptions shape what we create here. So if you feel connected to these stories, show it. Subscribe, like, and drop a comment so we can keep building this together.